Well, thank you guys. I didn't realize Tisha was going to do that. A little embarrassing there, but I appreciate all of that. And I just want to let you guys know I decided to type my speech because for those of you that know me well, I'm a talker. And if I didn't type it and read it here, then you would be here all night, and I apologize about that. I think you'll find here real soon, for those of you that don't know me, I definitely have, I do not run short in the field of passion about this topic. So I went ahead and wrote it, so hopefully that will keep me in line. So I just first want to thank Tisha for being our MC tonight and always being a fabulous person to get the room going and the crowd going. So thank you for emceeing tonight. And I also want to thank all of you guys for coming to the Adam Morgan Foundation's 10-year anniversary celebration, which we have titled The Missing Piece Puzzle Awards. And it is in honor and memory of the late Dr. Henry Cleaver. I also want a special thank you to all of our sponsors that made this event possible. We have Melissa Riddle with the Riddle Law Firm. We have Omar Maldonado with Thrivent Financial, Michelle Peters with Emmaus Homes, Brian and Jennifer Jefferson with Smart Care Consulting, Jen Metzger with Linda Moon Bell, Ben and Lisa Gilbertson with Applied Behavior Services, and Dr. Dan Wilmus with Wentzville Family Dentistry. So if we could give them all a round of applause. And before the night is through, as you can see, we have a really awesome banner here. We would like for people to take pictures in front of that, get that out there on social media so that everyone can see how appreciative we are for all of our sponsors. We really do appreciate you. Also, a quick shout out, they're not here, but to Lisa Mueller, who's our graphic designer with a graphical eye, who does all of our amazing artwork for us, pretty much pro bono, and BMG Fleet, who actually printed the banner and does a lot of our banners pro bono as well. We really appreciate them in donating their time and dedication to our cause. As we all know, a nonprofit needs a great board of directors. And I think the Adam Morgan Foundation has an amazing working board that dedicates their own time to making a difference. Since the foundation has never had any paid employees, this board does all the heavy lifting in order to help as many families as possible. So I'd really like to acknowledge all of our board members so they can stand and be recognized. We have Susan Newton, Ellie Stackle, Omar Maldonado, Melissa Riddle, Jay Kriegusman, and Chris Hatcher. Thank you guys for all your work. Well, you guys are right on cue. I already have to read some of this. Appreciate that. When I started the Adam Morgan Foundation 10 years ago, I never imagined that we would be where we are today. Looking back, I realized we have helped and supported over 1,000 families raising individuals that have autism and or other co-occurring conditions in the St. Louis metro area. The foundation was originally started to assist families with the transition out of the early intervention program into the school-age program by providing free educational workshops and sensory equipment in the home, such as weighted blankets, net swings, weighted vests, as well as funding independent assessments. Well, we soon realized the increasing need for more inclusive educational and recreational opportunities for children with disabilities. The foundation then began funding inclusive summer camps for families, as well as providing scholarships for kids to attend private programs in schools when traditional schools were not working. 8 years ago, in 2010, my son Adam, who's in the back, and I'm sure I'm going to embarrass him here at some point, received his first iPad, and it changed his and our world. Finally, there was a way for our son to communicate at a higher level than he had ever done before. As we watched Adam gain confidence and become very successful in school with the support of his family and education team, and of course his iPad, I kept asking myself why. Why has this iPad and the innovation of technology been one of the keys to his success? So of course I was curious. So I want to ask you guys a question to think about, and I want you just to take a minute and think about who were the people that inspired, influenced, created, and were the innovators of all this amazing technology that we all use on a daily basis. All right, don't answer yet. Let's set that question aside for a moment. Because now I want you to think about what is the biggest difference in someone who has autism as an attribute? It's social communication. It's those social connections. It's reading social cues. It's pragmatic language. Understanding sarcasm and inferencing. So, what has technology done to us as a society? That's a really good question. It's made us less social and socialize differently, hasn't it? It's taken pragmatic language out of the equation. Tech companies, such as Microsoft and Google, are actively recruiting individuals with autism for jobs to code. Huh. There's also an animation school in California, of which many of the students are on the autism spectrum. Do you see a trend? So, I want you to go back to my original question. Who were the people that inspired, influenced, created, and were the innovators of all this amazing technology that we all use on a daily basis? Well, I'm here to tell you that people with autism that see the details before the bigger picture have leveled the playing field and didn't tell anybody. They have brought us into their world. Think about that for a minute. It's not such a bad thing, is it? Because they have. And we use the way that they communicate as well. Adam was the inspiration behind our new Apple a Day program, of which we launched in 2017. And as an organization, we've given out over 100 iPads or tablets, with 60 of those being given out last year in our first year of the Apple a Day program. And we came up with a quote that we thought was very fitting. For those without disabilities, technology makes life possible. But for those with a disability, technology makes life possible. So it's easier for us, but it actually opens up a whole new world for them. I will be forever grateful for the innovation of technology, as it's not only helped Adam find his voice, but was the gateway towards inclusion at home, school, in his neighborhood, and our community. So now it's time for a little bragging, and as a mom, it's our right and privilege to embarrass our kids, right? Okay, girls, I won't embarrass you this evening, but Adam, sorry, buddy, it's your turn to take one for the team. As Adam finishes up his sophomore year in high school, yes, he just turned 16, he continues to excel academically. He maintains over a 3.5 GPA cumulatively, chooses his own classes, of which are grade level curriculum. He takes end of course exams, not the alternative test, just like his peers, and was asked to be on the principal's council. Members of the football team asked Adam to be a part of homecoming this year, and he was the honorary captain at the coin toss. I received his fourth quarter report card today, and I was showing Tisha. And in world history and English 2, he has a B. In geometry and biology, A's. Art, A, much better than me. And he has to take a music lives, and he also got an A. And he took finance class with all of his peers with very minimal modifications, got a 95% last semester as well. So he's doing absolutely phenomenal. So I would like to give him a round of applause for all of his hard work. So as an underclassman, he was also asked to prom, which happens to be tomorrow night, which was great timing with this event too, but we're going to make it happen. And the biggest thing that Adam and I want to convey is that he is not an exception, but rather the rule. And he sees too many of his friends, and so do I, that are like him, that are not getting the same learning opportunities as he is. And that is why he is such a driving force in the Adam Morgan Foundation and really inspires and keeps us on track for what we need to do. So this leads us up to this great event, the Missing Piece Puzzle Awards, to celebrate the 10 years of supporting our community. And we wanted it to be a very, very special event. And the title of the event means a great deal to me, personally, as I've gone back to school to educate myself on what we are missing in the field of disabilities, specifically to better include those that have traditionally been segregated. I'm here to share with you that I have found the missing pieces. And they are all of you in this room. They live with you in your homes, in your neighborhoods, in your schools, in your communities, and in this society. You see, I have found it's not about evidence-based interventions, strategies, modifications, adaptations, behaviors, treatments, but rather 3 core things that are rarely addressed. It's your beliefs, your values, and your attitudes and assumptions about people with disabilities. You see, when you believe that everyone has strengths and is capable of learning at a high level, when you value everyone as a contributing member of your community and let their strengths shine through, when you have the attitude that it's not about can't or won't, but rather it will just look different, all while presuming competency, then and only then will you start seeing the barriers fall away. Throughout Adam's educational career, the biggest barriers that kept him from getting an education were those years that his team didn't believe he was capable, didn't value his strengths, and assumed he couldn't, so therefore he didn't get the opportunity. Luckily, we only had a few years over his 13-year career where those barriers were present. Today, he is thriving in high school and has an incredibly bright future, of which he will share with you shortly. So, we wanted an event that brought people together in one room from different professions within the field. An opportunity to connect, to share different perspectives, to learn from each other and network, and also have some fun together outside of our classroom offices and exam rooms. So we wanted to take a minute to celebrate us, all of you. The nominees in this room were chosen for their innovation, inclusion, expertise, dedication, beliefs, values, and positive attitudes for their love of the field that they work in. You all go above and beyond just implementing strategies, interventions, modifications, and data collection. You see the person, the family, and build those trusting relationships. In this room, we have the best of the best. Keep up the amazing work you do, and remember, if something isn't working, don't just think outside the box, but rather in a whole different one. And don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. As with the right support, anything is possible, and dreams do come true. Congrats to each and every one of you, because to me, you're all winners tonight. Thank you for coming.